this is Dave Nassie over here at Next Level Guitar, and we're going to do a really fun thing today. We're going to dive into the style of Stevie Ray Vaughan and really just capture the feel, have a great time, and learn some tremendous licks that are in the style of Stevie Ray Vaughan. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to address the scale shapes that we're going to use to go ahead and achieve these aggressive licks that we're talking about. And the important thing, again, to remember is that I am tuned down a half step. I'm going to show this to you in C, so I'm going to be working in the 8th position. Working in the C position, we're going to, of course, outline our first form of our pentatonic scale, and it looks just like this. Easy enough, standard shape, we all know him and we love him. So we're going to start with the second form of pentatonic, and that means I'm going to be playing the exact same notes that I did in my first position. I'm just going to be starting from the second note and or the pinky note, and that shape looks just like this. So those are two forms of your basic pentatonic scale shape. We're going to go ahead and dive right in to some of these standard kind of licks that we hear all the time. So the first thing that I want to think about is the turnaround. Now, the turnaround in the progression, right? What is the turnaround? That's going to be addressing when we go from the 5 chord to that 4 chord, right, to back up to that 5. It's turning around and the progression is starting over again. So within that, you might hear this kind of a lick from Stevie Ray Vaughan. Now that's a really fun lick to play because it outlines a slightly different note out of that pentatonic shape, and it gives us a little bit of tension when we do so. So let's look at that slowly. Now with this lick, what I'm doing is I've got my first finger laying flat on the 8th fret. I'm going to be addressing this with an upstroke motion, and I'm going to be hammering down from C to D on the high E string, getting this. And it's a really rather quick hammer-on to achieve that sound. And this lick will then go, and that's a really neat note right there, right? We're getting C sharp in there. It's going to work as a great passing tone. That's our little turnaround start right there. So I'll play that slowly. From there, I'm going to use that blues scale and I'm going to slide in to that note and resolve it right there on the C. So what do we have so far? Classic kind of a lick that you get on that turnaround. Now we can always add variation within that, especially when you're being aggressive and laying into that thing. Right, we can add to it, so let's add that to it. Let's go ahead and get in there and try that. So coming from here, I'm going to go into a nice bend. But the note that we're sliding to, up to that G, we're going to bend up to it. So we're going to give one bend and one slide each time. And I think that's a really cool lick coming out of that turnaround. So that can add to this. Now I love that. So what I did there, from this, so when I'm sliding off of this blues run, I'm going to go back up with my 3rd finger and lay it flat to get 11 on the 2nd string, or your B flat note. Then I'm sliding back into that flat 5, and I'm right back into the note. So you get, I like that. So when you're coming from a bend, and sometimes you could pull that off. And there's another nice good one that will help resolve that lick. And it's kind of cool because you're raking into it, so you get that kind of sound, and when you're really distorted and loud, it'll just help shear that skin off all those faces of the people watching you, right? Just peel it right off. So what's going on here? Let's turn the body a little bit sideways so we can see that. I'm muting a great deal of the strings here with my first finger as I go across the guitar. We'll just show that part of it. So you get that real aggressive kind of percussion to the instrument. Now the note that I'm going to be sliding from is this F note here. So I'm going to go, and that's all an upstroke motion, even to hit that note. Then I go to that resolving C there. Yeah, get really aggressive. So with that guy, what we're doing is we're going to use our index finger and we're going to pull down on these. And really, again, we're trying to melt some faces, people. Really pull that down and get aggressive with it. You're going to feel that on your finger. Just then, I thought I was going to lose some skin. It was fantastic. So as I pull down, I'm going to that C note, but we're not going to end there. We're going to go and get a nice little pull-off run that's going from C to B flat and ending on G. So you pick this one, and then you pick this one, but you don't pick the end. So right there we've got some really nice, sweet sounding licks in that first position. Now, let's talk about the second position of our pentatonic scale. So the first thing that we're going to do is our classic. And if you got enough sustain there, you can really let that thing ring out. Now that's the back pickup, front pickup, and that's the other pickup there that's just not quite in the front there, right? So you hear that difference and you get that sustain, and that's what that overdrive and or your tube screamer will do for your tone. Now that's a classic. We can add to that by hitting this E flat with and bending it up just a little bit. That's a good one. Back pickup. Front pickup. Now this is going to be back pickup with only fingers. And notice when I'm plucking in the front part of the guitar and I'm really heavily muting all of these strings. Pre-bend, pre-bend. Now you get so many possibilities just within this confined space of this pentatonic scale. Because you're resolving to this C note, and with limitation comes creativity. So you've got a lot of options there. I can start stretching here. That's a good one. That will wake your hand up every single time. So you bend up. Right? And I plucked all of those with my finger. If I hit that with a pick, even kind of raked into that. And that's really fun and to achieve some of that aggression as well. I'm going to play some of these. Now I'm down a half step, so remember I'm going to shift accordingly. That means I'm going to be playing these things from the 9th position just to be in tune with the track. And I'll see you next time. And you can tune into the next portion of our Stevie Ray Vaughan inspired